What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? PXCam20 back in with a brand new video. We are just going to jump right into it. You already know what it is. It's a brand new week of daily races as we are here at Dragon Trails Gardens 2 with the Group 4 cars. We decided to go with the Porsche Cayman as I believe that was the best car for this race, but we're going to see if we're going to be able to prevail as we are starting in third place. Now, before we jump into the race, if you guys really enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video as it really helps out the channel when you guys do so. And it was just enough promoting myself. Let's jump straight into this race at Dragon Trails. Now, as we jump into the race, again, we are starting in third place as this is, again, a brand new week of daily races. This is daily race C, so we are going to have 12 laps, start on the hards, as that is the only compound that is given to us, and not have to really worry about the fuel, as the fuel consumption wasn't really that bad. So, get our 3, 2, 1, and we are a go as we are starting right behind the McLaren, and not sure who or what car the first place driver picked. I think he picked the Genesis, but we're gonna stay right behind the McLaren as we head into the first turn for the first time. Get very close from the car behind us. As you can see on the radar, he almost hit us in the back bumper. We were able to keep it together and just follow the McLaren now as we're heading to the straightaway and just following him on the slipstream as we head into his 4 left-handers that kind of resemble Istanbul. If you guys know that track, it's a really fun track, but it's really interesting 4 left set of corners but we're just following the McLaren here, just seeing if we can stay right behind him and stay with him in first place. Hopefully try to get around the McLaren as soon as possible so that we don't lose touch with first place, as that has been the issue on some of my previous races where I get behind a car and I get stuck behind him, as it's really difficult to find places to overtake here as we try to take a look onto the inside here, but we kind of back out there as we're just too far back to try to make any move. Heading to the hairpin, and we're gonna stay right behind the McLaren now as we fast forward into the chicane. So coming to the chicane, this is honestly one of the hardest chicanes in the entire game. I do not like this set of chicanes, as you have to clip the rumble strips, like really attack it and go over them, and if you miss the rumble strips by even a millimeter, you can easily upset the car, get yourself spun out, or just go on 2 wheels, and it's just a pain in the ass trying to get those set of corners correctly. But we are going to try to avoid the sausage rumble strips as we are now moving on to the inside of the McLaren. Get a great run heading into turn number 1 as we brake as late as we can, and we are able to make the move. But you can see right here, he tries to make a cutback and actually punts us out of the way because of that cutback, as honestly that was one of the worst cutbacks in my opinion ever made in all of GT Sport. But he was able to get around us, so the cutback worked. And we're just going to follow him again in the slipstream and try to stay right behind him into these 4 left-handers. So staying right behind the McLaren, we're going to follow him here into these set of S's, I guess you would call them, and see if we can find another opening to attempt to make an overtake as we are jumping up into the hairpin now. So coming to the hairpin, leaves the door wide open a little bit. We try to brake as late as we can, almost run into the back of him. But the McLaren is able to live another day as he is able to hold off the second place from us just for 1 more lap as we're heading to the chicane now. So coming to chicane again, just avoiding those sausage curves, as we do not want to accidentally spin ourselves out, as that has happened so many times to me where on that first corner I clip it and then ends up spinning myself out. The McLaren gets very wide coming out of that right-hander, and you can see how much time he loses now as we are right behind him on the back bumper. Getting to his back bumper, giving a little bit of a shot there as we had too much momentum coming out of that final corner, and we get a 1-second penalty for that. So GT Sport just redefined their penalty system, and this is the product that we resulted in, as we give the McLaren a little shot on the back bumper, as honestly probably helped him more than hurt him, and there was really nowhere I could have gone as I had too much momentum coming out of that final corner. And we have to now deal with a 1-second penalty, as I just think that was very unjustified for. So coming to the penalty zone here on the hairpin, we give him a little bit of a shot again as he's just going very slow into the hairpin. And we luckily don't get another penalty there, but we have to serve our penalty on the penalty zone on the straightaway. And we're going to lose 1 position. And are we going to be able to lose 2 positions as there's a car catching up really close to us? We try to block him on the inside, but he just forces his way onto the grass. And the Canadian is able to make the overtake for 4th place, as we are now demoted from 3rd place all the way to 5th place. And are going to have to make up as much time as we can to get around these guys and try to catch back up to the McLaren. As you can see, the Canadian gets very loose coming out of that right-hander. So heading to the final corner, staying right behind the BMW. We're just going to follow him on the slipstream as we're going to see if we can attempt an overtake going into the first corner, as again there's not really that many places where you can do overtakes here. We get into the grass a little bit as we're just taking a peek onto the outside, going onto the inside here, brake as late as we can, shift onto the inside. We're gonna see if we can keep it onto the inside of the BMW as we're going side by side, coming out of the second corner, make a little bit of contact with him. He tries to get back onto the track. We make contact again, and we are now going side by side on the straightaway, heading us into turn number 3, 4, and 5, as we are now on the outside of this 4 left-handers. So coming to the 4 left-handers, he backs out of there as I thought he was going to try to force his way down there, and luckily he was able to back out, and we did not run into any issues. We're able to secure a 4th place position as we set our sights back on the Canadian in 3rd place and try to regain our podium back, as we did lose it from the penalties. So jumping up a little bit further as we are now on lap number 5, coming out of the S's, we head into the hairpin. You can see we run a little bit wide, but so does the Canadian ahead of us, and that actually gives us a half a second penalty, just like the Canadian right ahead of us. So half a second penalty for ignoring the track limits when I only got 2 tires on the grass. I guess that's just the name of the game. So we're just gonna have to keep an eye on that throughout the week, and hopefully you guys figured that out before watching this video or after watching this video, where you can't put 2 tires on the grass coming out of the S's, as if you do that, you're gonna get a half a second penalty, and it's just gonna make your race even worse and ruin your race. So we're just following the Canadian here as we were able to actually catch up to him after that, using the half a second penalty, as he also had a half a second penalty. But you can see that every single lap we're just gaining and gaining closer and closer to him, as we're just chipping away from his lead on us. And you can see coming out of turn number 2 how much closer we are now, as we are getting closer to his back bumper and heading to the 4 left-handers. So coming to the 4 left-handers, the Cayman just had so much grip going into the middle sector, and that's one of the places where I've been gaining a lot of the time on these cars, as it doesn't really have good straight line speed, but it has really good tire wear, and it's able to preserve the tires really well, as you do not have to make a pit stop on this race. But you can see right here that going through the S's, how much time we're able to just make up, because it just has so much grip. But luckily you can see 2nd place has a half a second penalty, and the Canadian ahead of us has a half a second penalty. So all we're gonna have to do is just stay right behind him, or take a look onto the inside here to make a little bit of contact with him. He tried to shut the door on us, but we were already alongside of him heading into the hairpin, and we're able to make an easy overtake into 3rd place, and now set our sights back on the McLaren and see if we can close that gap of, I believe we have a 3-second gap from us to 2nd place, and see if we can get as close alongside to him and to take 2nd place away from him. So coming out of the S's here, again, just so much grip that we have with the Cayman. That's one of the reasons why I've been using this car. I know the Genesis has been working really well, but the reason I don't like using the BMW or the Atenza, as some people have been using that, is that the tire wear just goes off on them like there's no tomorrow. It's just basically a downhill slope with the tire wear, and the Cayman's easily able to hold the tire wear. So that's one of the reasons why I've been able to use it. But you can see right here, the Atenza just gains so much time during the straight line speed, as the car right behind us is using that, and he's able to just catch up to us on the straight. So if we try to get a really good run coming out of the straights, it's really difficult, because if the Atenza is right behind you and has a slipstream, it just has so much horsepower compared to the Porsche, that it just catches up so much onto the straight, and it's so easy for them to try to make an overtake heading into the corner, as they usually have a huge head of speed. So coming down the straight right here, we shifted onto the inside, try to defend our position, but the Atenza goes onto the outside, as we're not going to go side by side heading into turn number 1. Going side by side, he's on our outside as we're keeping on to the inside. We're going to see if we can hold our position here, as he's going to try to attempt a cutback, but luckily we were able to get a really good run coming out of turn number 2, but he gets a better run now, as he is on our slipstream again and gaining rapidly onto us, as he's going to move onto the inside of the 4 left-handers here. Going side by side to the 4 left-handers, we brake very, very early as we try to make a cutback, and we go side by side here as we head into this other, the last 2 parts of the 4 left-handers, and we're able to retake 3rd place here, as it's just a good battle coming into the middle sector. But this is the part where our car is going to excel here, as we have much more grip than us, or than him, and you can see that he backs out of the move right there, and look at how much time we're able to just gain on him now, as we were able to extend our lead now to about 5/10, 6/10 of a second in just the span of a couple corners. Not sure if he made an error, because we weren't supposed to make up that much time, but it just shows you the superiority of the grip that the Cayman has compared to other cars when it comes to this racetrack, especially with this setup where you have only, 1 set of hard tires, and you have to make sure that the wear is good. So coming to the final lap, we're actually closing the gap on second place, as he was about 4 seconds ahead of us. So we gained 2 seconds in the span of 1 lap. So we're hoping we can replicate that on this lap and hopefully make an overtake. As you can see, we're just gaining more and more time on the McLaren ahead of us. So not sure if his tires are starting to wear out more than us, or if, I don't know, just something's happening to him where he's just losing a lot of time, where he can't get, grips with the track, or he's just getting tired, or I don't know what, but we're just getting a lot of time on him. So coming to our best sector right here, as we come into the middle part of the racetrack, we're hitting all of the grippy corners where our car just excels, and you can see the McLaren goes very, very wide, gets very loose, and again, we're just gaining and closing the gap on him. The McLaren, I'm not really sure if it's really good on the straights compared to our car. I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit faster than our car, as the Cayman is one of the slowest cars on the straights, but we're going to see if we can close the gap on the straight when we get to this hairpin, and see how much time we can actually close up on the McLaren ahead of us, as he actually misses his braking point, misses his apex, goes very, very wide, and we're just, again, just chipping away from his lead, as we are now coming into the end of the chicane. So coming to the final corner, this was actually our best corner to the McLaren, but you can see that we were unable to get that 2-second deficit down, and unfortunately we're going to finish this race in 3rd place. I mean, it's still a podium, but it's just so frustrating that we weren't able to get that 2nd place, especially because we had to serve that 1 second penalty and the other half-second penalty, which honestly I think was unjustified for us. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, as you guys have probably been racing this race more than me, or you guys have been racing more than me since the penalties have been refined on GT Sport. So like I said, I really like the penalty system right now. I just don't like when it's really touchy and sensitive like that, where if you accidentally make a contact with a car ahead of you, you just get a whole second of a penalty. So I think that's something that they should fix. Other than that, I think they almost have it perfected, in my opinion, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys found this video very entertaining, again, please subscribe and leave a like on the video, as it really helps the channel when you guys do so. And if you guys found this video entertaining, I hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace out.